Every message is the result of earnest prayer and much spiritual preparation. He's getting personally, and he's establishing rapport with us, gaining trust, trying to create loyalty with us, because he's showing that well, not just him, but everybody in this conference is applying the principle of revelation through prayer, seeking guidance from God. So we can hope that these messages that we are hearing are indeed guided by God, guided through His Spirit, and given to us in a heavenly manner. But again, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Are we hearing these messages with the assumption that every word is inspired by God? Are we blindly trusting these messages, or are we taking them to task? Are we trying them? Are we praying over them? Are we challenging them with the Word of God, with the written judge of the world? Trust but verify. We have to hearken to this old adage. We can trust these messages, but we need to verify. We can't blindly follow and blindly trust, because the blind who lead the blind fall into a ditch, right? We don't want to fall into ditches with these messages. We need to be diligent in our own learning and not just take these messages at face value with no salt. We need to judge these messages. We don't need to necessarily judge the messengers, but as we know, the fruits are telling of the tree that they come from. Again, we don't really need to judge the tree first. We don't need to judge the messenger. We just need to try the fruit, and the fruit will tell us, will help us know from what kind of tree they come from. Looking at Isaiah chapter 28 verse 7 reads, "But they also have erred through wine, and through strong drink are out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink." Prophet and priest, these are the leaders of the church, the spiritual leaders of the people. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. Again, this is nodding to our need to really seek our own understanding. We need to be discerning these messages because prophecy reveals that some of these messages could be wrong. They could be in error when these people presenting to us stumble in judgment, right? They may have a good intention. They may be seeking through prayer and spiritual preparation, but they could stumble in judgment, right? We just don't know. We have to be on the lookout. We have to be watchmen. We have to be alert. And we'll dig into this really deep here. So stay with me. St. Matthew 23 verse 2. Saying, "The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat." Again, going back to who the contributors, who we are, who's giving these messages. These are the people at the top of the church sitting in the seat of Moses, just like the Pharisees and the scribes of the ancient Jewish church. Continuing in verse 24, "Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel, who make yourselves appear unto men that ye would not commit the least sin, and yet ye yourselves transgress the whole law." This is Joseph Smith translation here. We are being warned of those spiritual leaders, the top of the church, who are guiding. This is in relation to the ancient Jewish church, but I will show later that it is parallel with the modern Christian church as well. They look good on the outside. They appear to be holy men, but on the inside they are not. They are hypocrites. Continuing, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess." Again, this imagery of the cup and the platter, these dishes, they are cleaned on the outside, but the inside, they still have food. They have grime. They have dirt. They aren't clean. "Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and the platter, that the outside of them may be clean also." We got to start on the inside, because that's where the food, the fruit, touches. "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites." Man, he's really digging in deep. Hypocrites. These people are not what they appear. "For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. How might these spiritual leaders have felt listening to Jesus Christ chastise them for appearing righteous to men, to believers, to those students of the Word of God, but in reality, inside, in their hearts, they were impure, they were iniquitous, they were hypocritical. Could this be our situation today? Right? Again, we need to be going through these messages with a grain of salt, with discernment, seeking greater understanding